Warm-up time. Before we even get into the circuit this morning, I'm going to let you in on the warm-up to make sure you're doing it properly. So before we begin, okay, it's still it's kinda like the 10-minute workout, but it's an extra 2 minutes. So on that note, it's still quick fire. However, that doesn't mean to say we scrimp on the warm-up. You'll probably find that the warm-up's taking longer than the workout, but we're going to get ourselves prepped so that when we go and that start gun goes, you're giving it all and you're feeling like everything's moving well. So you can see, I'm going for the big 3 to begin with. We're pushing the hips back. I'm trying to drive the heels towards the ground, and I'm feeling this up the entire length of the back of my legs. Also going into the lower back. Once you've got that feel, I want you to push the hands away from you to help straighten out the upper back and push your chest towards the floor. So with this stretch, we can get the entire length of the back end of our body. And then I want you to just bring the feet closer together, shuffle yourself, and then bring up on top. And I want you to drop those hips down slowly. So if you're feeling pretty tight, pretty stiff in that lower back, just watch you don't go too far. We shouldn't be putting strain on our lower back, okay? We're trying to push up through. Hit, okay? There we are there. As if, you're a wee seal. It's actually a sea lion, so get your facts right. A sea lion, you don't go to the zoo to see the seals, do you? Go to the beach, go to the harbour to see the seals, you go to the zoo, see the sea lions balanced on that beach ball on their nose. That's what I want you to imagine you're doing. And then I'm lifting the hips up, bringing the feet back to shoulder width apart, and pushing back, okay? So again, this is the second time I'm doing it, so I should be able to go that wee bit further. I don't rest on my laurels, okay? I try to go further and further and further. You have to be proactive with this stretch. What we can also introduce is a side twist to the torso, which is going to help stretch out those lats, those back muscles, which you'll feel running down the side, which it will feel like. You can also go hip side to hip side, so you can shift the weight of the hips across, just to try and help get into the groin. And then I'm back down with these hips. Again, I get down into that position, and then I push through as if I'm trying to push up through the entire length of my body there. Focus on your breathing, try to relax, try to push forward and up rather than just hips getting pushed down, okay? And then I'm bringing myself back up. I'm going to walk in slowly, keeping my legs straight. When I get to the point which is difficult, I'm going to take my time. Wee pause at the bottom, and then release, stand up, shake out, and if you need a wee sip of water, you get that wee sip of water on board. Right, feet together, knees together, knees soft. What do I mean by soft knees? I mean not locked out, not bent, just unlocked, okay? I'm going to stand up tall, get my posture sorted out, chest proud, shoulder blades pulled back. I'm going to tuck my chin in, and only my chin. Feeling that stretch down the back end of my neck, and then I'm going to continue that movement, rolling that neck up, rolling the upper back up until the whole length of my spine has been rolled up. Now don't just go fast, I want you to push that spine up as if you're trying to push it out through the back as you go. Okay, so make the most of the getting down there part. Don't just aim to get down there. Tuck the chin in. And release. When you release, back up one vertebrae at a time until eventually the last thing to come up is your neck. Okay, so we're going to do that again. We get a lot out of this one. Those of you with tight lower backs, posterior chain. Okay, lower backs, glutes, hamstrings, you're going to really feel it on that one. But if you do it properly, we're going again. You're going to feel it up the entire length of your upper back, into the lower back. Again, keep trying to just push up higher through each time you go down a wee bit more. Try to push that spine up out the body. When you get to what feels like the bottom, tuck the chin in more. You can try to straighten the knees a wee bit, and then you can also pull yourself in gently, just to enhance that stretch, and then a release to come back up. So very important 3 stretches we're doing this morning, especially for what the exercises will be. So please, don't pay lip service to it, do it properly. Each time you go down, you're trying to go a wee bit further than the last time and get a bit more out of it. So this is the last time I'm going down, so tuck the chin in. It should feel like it's starting to flow a wee bit better. So what we're trying to do is just get rid of that initial stiffness. Okay, so these are a good 3 to do in the morning. 3 movements, this being the second of the 3. If you're feeling pretty stiff and tight. Okay, and you'll find that the stiffness we can get rid of. If the muscles are sore, damaged, okay, can't cure that pain. But we're also getting fresh blood in there, which is going to help recovery. And also, if you are seized up and you're just walking about seized up all day, chances of you hurting yourself are a great deal higher. Right, feet shoulder width apart. Usually I just talk nonsense through a warm-up, but I feel I have to be on point now because it's recorded. Anyway, we're going to get into our hip opener. So it's a squat, but it's a hip opener in this instance. I've got my feet shoulder width apart, toes driving into the ground to create that stability. Now, I'm pretty stiff and slow today, so you're going to see exactly what happens. I'm going down to the point in which I start to lose form, which for me today is here. Probably easy for I show you side on. So I get to here. Whoa, the groin's feeling tight. What do I do? Do I keep going down and giving into it and then look like this at the bottom? No. I get to that point, it's starting to stick, and I stretch out the muscles that are feeling tight. So in this instance, my groin, I've got my elbows in my knees, I'm pulling my knees apart. Now I'm going to try and force my chest up to get that nice, good posture in. So I'm correcting myself, and then I'm continuing to try to go down, but I do it by lengthening out the muscles that are tight. So I say the groin, for most people it will be your groin at this point. When you start to get down into the realms of much deeper squats, that's when you'll start to feel the ankle restrictions come in, and you can get down there, sit your butt down onto the heel and try to work on loosening off those ankles a wee bit, and then I'm back up. So that's number one. I'm taking my time when I'm doing them, I'm not rushing them. So I'm going down. And now if you're very stiff, you might even look like this, going, oh, and that's a stress position for your quads. And you know what I say to you? Good, you deserve it, because your mobility is horrendous, and chances are you've been doing this a while and you are paying lip service to everything I say. If you're new and you've got bad mobility, you can do something about it, okay? You can. So I'm getting down, and the idea is each time I go down, it should be able to just feel a little bit easier. Now, if you are pretty fresh, well recovered, well rested, you'll have no bother. You'll get straight down into the depth of your squat. If you're feeling a little bit tight, you'll know, back up, you'll know your normal depth for squat, and that's what you're trying to achieve here. This isn't a mobility class. Number 3, so we're only going to be able to increase the range of movement that you normally do from this short time that we're holding this, but you should be able to unlock what you've already got. And you know that, you know the depth, so you're like, right, okay, this is where I'm usually at, this feels good. Great. And then we release. Right, okay, now we're going to get into our dynamic stretches. So our swings, our side swings, and our toe touches. So it helps if you've got a wall or something similar to hold on to, and all I'm going to do, keep the pelvis facing forwards. I'm just going to nice, relaxed swing of that leg. Now I say relax, just still putting a bit of effort into it. So each swing up and each swing back, you're trying to go just a wee bit higher, okay? So it's dynamic stretching. We're getting that stretch at the extreme range of each swing. I'm just trying to take it further. You'll feel that stretch reflex kick in. And you take as long as you take, but don't take all day. So I'm swinging the leg, I'm keeping the pelvis facing forward so that I'm not starting to rotate my body around, because that's just going to take away that stretch. And focus on your breathing. And then I'm turning into whatever I was holding on to. And it's the same idea, but it's across the body. Take your time with these. They can feel awkward if you're not in the habit of doing them very often, or never before. But the same applies. I'm keeping my pelvis facing forwards. I'm just trying to keep that leg feeling heavy, but I'm swinging it as high as I can and as far across my body as I can. Roughly 10 per leg. I say roughly because, well, you swing that leg until it starts to feel like it's swinging easily. Good, and then we're getting into, we really need to change the name of these. Toe touches, but it's not, it's floor touches, okay? So I want you to push your hips back to get down as far as you can. The aim is to touch the floor, okay? If you can touch the floor, I want you to take it further. So I want you to try to get to touch the floor, holding that form, holding that neutral spine, but then you're going to have to break it to get behind you. So good form, break it a bit, back through. And all that's going to do, let's help lengthen out those hamstrings, and you'll feel it in the glutes and the lower back also. When you're coming up, we're squeezing. the glutes at the top, just like we would do on a kettlebell swing. Good. Right, get a quick drink. We're going to start getting a bit more dynamic. We're going to get the upper body on the go, and we're going to start creeping your heart rates up. So the warm-up doesn't really change. Sometimes oh, that's quite a good one. I'll start adding that into the warm-up. Okay, but this warm-up's been fine-tuned over many moons. So all I want you to do now, it's Monday morning, potentially if you're watching it Monday morning. 3 big breaths, okay? When I say big breaths, I mean get it all in and get it all out. Out with the old, in with the new, as they say. And just shake those arms out until we're feeling pretty relaxed. Then I'm going to start getting these arm swings done. So what I'm doing here, I'm pulling my arms back, squeezing my shoulder blades as I go back. And I'm throwing my arms back, just like the leg swings, until that stretch reflex kicks in, which will feel like your chest and your shoulders. And you might even feel it down your biceps as well. Okay, and each time we're going back, we're trying to go back a wee bit further, trying to increase the range of movement, while holding that nice, tall, good form, good posture. And from the side, I'll show you this one. Straight arms up and through. Now, what I want you to try and do is not lean back with the arms, not bend your arms or shrug your shoulders. I want you to try and keep those shoulders relaxed. Trying to keep those arms as straight as you can. And if you do it properly, you're going to feel a stretch, roughly, briefly, in here, okay? That's where we want to be feeling it. So if you give into it, you start doing this, because things are tight, you're not getting the benefit. And now we're going to do from the side, so palms hitting off the thighs, up, palms facing each other as if you can clap. You can clap if you like, but I'm not going to, okay? Right, there we are. So we're keeping the feet moving. I want you to keep thinking about those feet moving. We are trying to get the heart rate up a wee bit. Good, and then we're going to bring this in to nice flick of the fingers. So don't think punch, think flick of the fingers. Push the arm out and pull it back. Why? Because I want to keep these shoulders relaxed. I want to be working those stabilizer muscles within the joint. And then we're punching up towards the sky. Same idea, up towards the sky. Lock the arm out, pull it out the sky. Pull the arm out the sky. Good, and just keep these feet moving, okay? We're trying to get the heart rate up. Don't look at it as a, oh, I'm starting to get a wee bit breathless here, I better slow down. No, okay, we're going into a big workout this morning. I want you to make sure you're ready for it. There's no farting about, there's no breaking yourself in gently with the Monday mornings, you know that by now. Short, sharp, we need to be ready for it. Relax. Okay, stop moving the feet there. I want you to get your shoulder shrugs up and back. So all I'm doing here is I'm pulling them up, pulling them back, pushing them down. Just imagining that circle. And then I go forwards. So forward circles up. I'm just trying to lift my shoulder girdle as high as I can, as if I'm trying to get my shoulders to hit my ear. Okay. Good. And then we're going for our neck rotation. So you can see I'm kind of moving around with my feet. I'm not jogging on the spot because otherwise it becomes a mess. But I'm just keeping myself moving. So I'm tucking my chin in, feeling that stretch down the back of my neck, and then I'm going to keep my chin in what feels like the centre of a circle, and just take it round. And I'm going for 2 one way, 2 the other. I want you to take your time here, okay? Now you're not leaning the body. Your shoulders are staying level, so when you're at the extreme left and right and back, your body should not be moving with your neck. You should be getting all that stretch out. I don't want you to rush these, okay? So that's me, I'm just about to start my other way now. Two the other way. Don't rush. Don't stiff and sore. Go slow in the areas that are feeling stiff and sore. Important that we look after these necks, everybody, okay? Especially with the kettlebells. And we're throwing this kettlebell around, we're putting a lot of force on our neck, okay, which has already got to haul our heads about all the time. I talk about this. So if you're feeling tight and sore and you start putting all this strain on, okay, and that applies to any part of your body. Right, okay, warm up done. It's not the 10-minute workout, but it kind of is. It's the 12-minute workout, but it's not becoming a thing. It's just we're mixing things up a wee bit, moving away from a traditional 10-minute workout. You've just done the warm-up, you've got no excuse. I want you to pick up your lighter kettlebell, okay? So for me, I've got a 12. I'm just going to use something that's not too challenging, but it's going to start getting me warm, okay? I don't want to just pick up the heavy one, otherwise I'm going to do myself a mischief. Now we're going to revise the kettlebell swing and the next exercise after it, because those are the only two we're doing this morning. When I say revise, listen to what I'm saying. Even if you think you know it all, you might get something from it. If you're all over it and you know it all, still do it, because this is part of the warm-up, okay? So don't just stand there watching me. You can for a few seconds to get the idea of what we're doing. When I'm picking my kettlebell up, get this right, okay? So you're in a workout, I see people leaning, throwing their kettlebells all over the shop, or just letting it pull them out of the sky to put it on the floor. Put it down properly, okay? That's the point in which you're going to start hurting yourself. Pick it up, and for a kettlebell swing, all I'm trying to do is you can't see my spine, but if you look from my tailbone to my head, I'm trying to keep that spine neutral, okay? So I never want this to happen, and I never want that to happen. So how do I do that? I push my hips back, and I snap them forward. When you get to that snap, okay, I want you to think about squeezing the hell out the butt. You should feel, when I say hip snap, you should feel that hip snap, that lockout of the hips and knees. Okay, what happens? People get it all wrong. They get it soft, they start going like this. Okay, they start going into overextension, there's no power. Okay, there's no lockout of the glutes. So squeeze the butt. All the power is coming. So let's get going, let's do this. All the power is coming from the posterior chain, not from the arms. There's none of this going on. Okay, this kettlebell gets brought up to my eye line from the power generated in that hip snap. So think catapult back, whack, catapult forward. Big breath in. At any point, things don't feel so good, you stop, okay? Now, whistle's gone, ding dong, put my kettlebell down. I'll move away from it. Clear it out of the road, okay, in case you end up falling over it. Yep, it's been done before on here. Just be careful, my point is don't start putting it down with bad form and posture, okay? Can't say it enough, you're gonna hurt yourself. Next exercise we're gonna briefly practice is what we call a goblet squat, okay? Again, some people think they're all over it, but still listen in because you might learn something. I'm holding the kettlebell by what we call the horns, okay, here. I don't want you holding it like this, and I don't want you holding it like that because it feels nice. If I hold it like this, my biceps start to burn and my shoulders get tired. That's the whole point, you're doing it right. Good solid grip, I'm pulling it in to chest height. It's at your chest, okay? We imagine that this kettlebell is fixed in position. It never drops down, I never punch it out, it stays here fixed in position. So I squat down, and then when I drive up, what happens? I squeeze the butt, I lock the hips out, okay? So again, that's another thing people don't do right. They get lazy, okay? They drive up, they're like, okay, and then they do that brief tilt of the pelvis, and that's what's gonna end up hurting you over time. So I'm squatting down, I'm driving up, squeezing the butt, pulling the knees apart, and all the principles here, everybody, of your squat still apply. They apply more so than ever. I'm driving my toes into the ground, I should feel that stability. Okay, don't be lazy. I'm pulling my knees apart, lengthening out the adductors, getting me down lower and stabilising me more. And I'm keeping this chest proud, okay? As in, I don't let this happen. See that? Okay, if that's pulling you forward, no good. So you will, when you're doing a goblet squat, you will feel your arms getting tired, you will feel your biceps and shoulders getting tired. That is normal. Right, let's get ready for it. So, we're doing this. What I would say to you now is we're about to start. Kettlebell wise, pick one that's challenging for swings, but it's not too challenging. And you can do 20 swings and you feel that you could probably do 40. Okay, don't pick one that you're just kind of blah-de-da-de-da. Okay, don't pick one that's far too heavy because it'll bite you in the arse when we get into this, okay? So, you know what we're doing? I've just showed you the two exercises. We'll get kettlebell swings and we'll get kettlebell goblet squats, okay? So, what's different about this morning? Well, we're doing a wee bit every minute on the minute, and it's only 12 minutes. Let's see how it works, okay? First round for the first minute is going to be 20 kettlebell swings. Now, your fastest kettlebell swing and your slowest kettlebell swing should be the same speed, okay? Gravity brings you down. You can't change gravity, okay? So don't be trying to rush it real fast because you're going to hurt yourself. So in 5 seconds, we're going to be doing 20 kettlebell swings. Stand by. When you're done, you rest and you go. So you've got stacks of time to do it properly. You've got stacks of time to use a challenging weight, but make sure you're squeezing the butt and you're focusing on your breathing. I will not count out loud because we're all going to be different. You get longer legs, longer arms, chances are your kettlebell swing is going to take that wee bit longer than someone who's very short. So remember that. It's physics. And once you've done your 20, you simply rest, okay, and put the kettlebell down. You're going to be using that kettlebell again, okay? You've got 10 seconds. So next up, 15 goblet squats. 15. 3, 2, 1, we're away. Holding it by the horns. I'm squatting down. So rather than battle these reps out, look at the speed I'm going at. I'm focusing on down under control and powering up. You can hear my breathing. If it's putting you off, you can mute me. You don't really need to hear me. But I can't do this without breathing. Good. And that is us. Shake it out, 20 seconds. So it's different this morning, okay? It's not constant work, no rest. We're getting rest. 20 kettlebell swings in 10 seconds. You see how this is going to go. Starts off easy. I'm going to start getting pretty fatigued. 5, 4, 3, 2, kettlebells, go. 20 of them. Once you've done your 20, shake out. 25 seconds. Okay, so as you start getting tired, you're going to feel that posterior chain getting tired, especially those glutes. Can't say it enough. Squeeze the butt at the top, okay? Don't do a soft landing if you like. Squeeze, okay? Make sure we're getting that lockout. 5 seconds. 15 kettlebell goblet squats. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So, this is where it depends what kettlebell you're using, how you feel this. If you're using a heavier one, it's going to feel more like slow strength work while getting your heart rate up. If you're using a lighter one and you're going much faster, you might find that your heart rate is much higher. Now you've got the time. Let's get this done. I won't lie, I keep losing count, and then I'm paranoid someone is counting me. So I might have done maybe 17 there. Right, okay, kettlebell swings. 5 seconds. Stand by. Go. 20 of them. It was repetitive this morning. 2 exercises. Now, if you've got this right, as in you're using the right kind of kettlebell, you're not finding the exercises themselves pretty difficult. But each time you go onto them, you get more and more tired. You start to feel it takes just a bit more effort to keep it going, okay? So you shouldn't be rolling about on the floor, knackered in between sets, but you should sound like me, okay? Struggling to breathe a wee bit, but still keeping the momentum going. Goblet squats, stand by, get it done. Working hard. So, where you're feeling this is really down to you. But where you probably will be feeling it, I can tell you that, is your posterior chain, lower back, glutes, hamstrings. They're really getting a burn on. Upper back, trying to support that kettlebell. So ultimately, if you're doing this right, 3, 2, kettlebell swings. If you're doing this right, everybody, you probably feel it everywhere. Very easy to do this with too light a kettlebell and think it's a big fuss. And it's very easy to do it with too heavy a kettlebell and make it nigh on impossible. So it's a nice balance here, everybody. Cardio strength, remember. We're combining the two. So it should feel like it. I'm lifting weights, muscles are getting tired, but my heart rate's up at the same time. Cardio strength. Get the benefits of your cardio training with the benefits of your strength training in one session. That's why we like kettlebells so much. And I've lost count. Okay, well, 10 seconds. Done myself out there, didn't I? That was probably more than 20. 3, 2, 1. Concentrate. So, if you're doing it properly, you'll feel your upper back muscles getting tired because they've got to stabilise to stop you falling forward with this. Good work. Keep pushing it hard, everybody. Okay, we're getting through it. So again, it should feel a little bit different to the usual 10-minute workout blowout. And we're nearly there. Okay, kettlebell swings in 5 seconds. Let's get it done. So fatigue comes in many shapes and sizes. So if you're getting tired at this point, which, you know, I say if you should be, make sure your form is tight. Just keeping that chest up, keeping the butt squeezed. Do not let your form go downhill just because you're getting tired, okay? If it's that bad, drop your kettlebell down in size, but only if it's getting bad. Goblet squats, 3, 2, let's do it. Can't decide which is worse. Or should I say, which is better? Big breath in on the way down. It's going to help support you. Pushing hard. If you've got this right, you're going to start struggling now. We're nearly there. We really are. Okay. So it might be the first time you've done this. It's the first time I've done this format in a class. 2 more rounds. And we're finished 2 minutes. And we're finished 3. Kettlebell swings. Last lot. We'll get there. Oh. Okay, glad to see the back of them. You've got goblet squats, 15 of them in 15 seconds time, and then we're done. Good work, okay, good work. Stick with it, keep working hard. 5 seconds, 15 squats, and you are done. Get the kettlebell up, let's get it done. You've got the time, do them properly. Drive the toes into the ground, pull those knees apart. Try and imagine driving up through the kettlebell. When you're done, walk around. 10 seconds, get your reps done if you're not finished. There it is, stop there, well done. Focus on your breathing. I want you just to walk out, shake out. Let's get that heart rate back down. So, that is us, 12 minutes in the bag, 12 minutes work. Hopefully you think to yourself, yeah, I wouldn't fancy doing much more of that. And that's how you know you got it right. It's a tough one to gauge, okay, but hopefully the more you do kettlebells, you start to know, right, okay, if I use the 12, that's all right for swings. I could do quite a few, but if I use the 16, that'll be tough, okay? You'll start to know your kind of go-to weights for different exercises, and that should evolve, okay? So that should, progressive overload, you should be struggling. You should be trying to go heavier on your kettlebells, okay? And there's a time and place when you do that, okay? So well done, thank you very much, and that's another Monday in your face.